Madisibhodisele kwembukeli indukwamkele kwinkqubo ndaba Cutting Edge igama ngu-Ondela Mbana. We bring you yet another episode of stories reflecting the lives of ordinary South Africans and the challenges they face. More and more South Africans are turning to gambling to make ends meet. According to the National Gambling Board, South Africans put a total bet of 1.1 trillion rand in the gambling industry between April 2023 and March 2024. This has taken the national gross gambling revenue to 59.3 billion rand. In tonight's report, we'll take a closer look at gambling addiction, what causes it, how it affects individuals and families, and support available to those ready to seek help. Cutting Edge producer Njabulo Shabangu filed this report.
Your money is going high. We are khakhazela because you're like, this thing can fly at any time.
I've gambled for the past 18 years. 3 million
What's worse about to gamble? We are told a lot of you won't even buy little pampers there. So it's hard to put you when you now gamble to gain more.
I can go to the best of therapists, church. There is no cure.
It is estimated that there are more than 36 traditional brick-and-mortar casinos in South Africa. From modest city casinos to sprawling resort complexes like Sun City, Monte Casino, Rio Casino and Convention Resort. These establishments are typically found near major urban centers or along the scenic coastline. This makes them hard to reach for many gamblers hoping to make a quick buck. The gross gambling revenue for the year 2024 is a staggering 59 billion rand. Large amounts of this revenue are made from low-income communities. More and more South Africans are gambling just to put bread on the table. I met Ukoli while she was placing a bet, not far from where she lives. In a survey conducted in 2023, the National Gambling Board found that almost 60% of child social support grant recipients are gamblers. The board said 33% of participants received the old age grant, while at least 27% of social grant recipients participate in unlicensed gambling.
I'm a dropout esikoleni. Second imali ngithola via ukugembula. Igrant ngapha i-support ka gogo no baba omntwana. Bengiqale ngadlala amadayisi qala kwamkwazi ukunderstand igambling. Ngasuke emadayisini kwaba ama-slot emshinini leyo 200 leyo. Bengidlala la Pick n Pay.
Okay.
So ilanga nelanga nje kuba nendlela ukuthi okay manje ngabo ma2 indlela yami Pick n Pay 3-4 ngisemshinini nanokubuya ngabo past 5
Uspenda malini let's say ubetcha ngamalini ungabuya ngamalini.
Ama-bet ayahluka, so mina usually 15 rand or 30 rand a day iyaphuma, depends ukuthi nginemalini vele nami because ngiyabhema ngapha. Some bets after Pick n Pay, they start to as little as 1 rand. In a benefit of 450, 3 numbers, 2.8, 2 plus bonus.
The women ngikuzwa ngakhona ne angazi noma mhlambe ngwrong, but it doesn't sound like wena ugambula because we are enjoy ugambulelana.
Angazi nami kahle kahle ne. Manje senginomntwana. Akekho umzali ongafisi ukuthi abe nezinto ezinice for umntanakhe okanye izinto ezinice for umntanakhe. So ukugambula nginama needs and kakhulukazi futhi ngiba nama wants as much as sengibona ukudla kukhula a day by day. I wish ukuthi nami okay baby ungafani nami ukuthengela lelo nto leyo of ini nani. Then what's worse about ukugambula uyayithola leyo madlanyana leyo 1.3 leyo. Then uyakhohlwa konke lokho ufisa. You won't even buy little pampers there. so uyithatha futhi uyayibuyisela kwenye indawo yokugembula to gain more lube ngaya nje emshinini ngiphethe lo 200 rand I can come back ngene next.
Xoli is unemployed and the only stable income she receives is her state-sponsored child support grant. I asked her if she was aware of the major risk she was taking gambling with her lost money.
I know I win.
Kuningi ubungozi be-gambling because khona abanye enganingi bakukhulumele abanye basey'kolotini kumanje and khona abanye abangamanje boboleka khona la kugenjulwa khona imali because kusanokenzeka kube nama-loans inside la kugenjulwa khona.
Oh, bayaniboleka imali ukuthi nidlale futhi.
Yes.
Ithathwa kanjani lo?
Kuyadependa, some abanye banayo lento leyo i-credit card yakho uyayishiya it's an instant loan noma ungaboleka sihamba siyi-2 mina nawe and then like it's on you today ngithanda ntwana noma ungangibambi 1.5 lesifika endlini uzothatha lesa screen ngizokunikeza amantende.
And for those who cannot get to their nearest shopping center to place a bet, this is where online gambling comes in. They offer a variety of betting options, ranging from sports betting to online slots to crash betting games like Aviator.
Aviator, it's a game. It's just a pilot inside a plane that flies, but you never know when it's going to fly away. So when, as someone that's playing, you need to sort of guess when it's going to fly away and cash out before it does. You can bet from as little as 1 rand to, I'm not sure what's the highest, but I know that you can put in 10, 20, 30,000 per single bet.
Online betting is accessible through mobile devices such as cell phones and laptops, meaning you're walking around with the casino in your hand the whole day.
When you're playing with your phone, like you're so high, but you're there, like you just wanna, it's like an adrenaline.
The accessibility of technology and mobile devices means you can place a bet at any time of the day, even before breakfast.
In the morning, first thing, I'm like, let me just make 1,000, 2,000 to start up my day, so I can start playing like as early as when I wake up. Or and I'm just thinking, I've got these problems and my income, I need to sort it out. So this was like an additional income for me, like where I can get money to sort out my other things.
Besides financial stress, gambling addiction can result in neglect of important relationships, such as those of spouses, children, and friends and family.
In terms of work, you will be left behind. In terms of if you've got a husband and you've got kids, you're not going to give them attention because all you're thinking about is Aviator.
It may start as harmless fun, a bet here and a bet there, a few runs on your favorite soccer team, all to make a quick buck. But thousands of South Africans are struggling with addiction to gambling. What are the social and financial long-term impacts of gambling addiction?
Gambling addiction is covered with bright lights and glamorous cityscapes. Often an addict will not know what has hit them until it's too late. Sibongile Nkabinde has not placed a bet or been near a casino in 7 years.
Almost umholo wami wonke because bengisebenzile casino ngithi ngina 21 years as a metropolis and kule 21 years it's like fine ukuthi ngina 2 years ngisebenza because I've gambled for the past 18 years and ukhumbule kule 18 years bengigamble salary yami yonke, not even my salary phela. Salary, it's salary, ibale that salary 18 years, it's banks, uyithatha ebank nakhona uthathi uthatha 10,000 20,000 uthatha nje imali uqualify for yona noma ngathi 100,000 uthatha fast and still nalapho awukolodi ibank angithi kuphela for that money eningi yabo mashonisa ngathi imali yaziningi obvious more than 3 million mina ngishayile emakhasini.
The road through addiction is often said to be lonely, with gamblers reporting feelings of shame, isolation, and with no one to turn to.
It feels so embarrassing. Like, mina into engakutshela yona leyo ukuthi ufila so embarrassed. Like akusinto elula ukuthi ungayitshela omunye umuntu ukuthi ngilisa imali engaka. Like icabange nje that thing vele ukuthi mosoyitshela umuntu ukuthi yazi ngicela ukulisa 10,000 manje nge 20 minutes. Like uyacabanga umuntu obuza ukuthi uyilise kanjani, like ungafaka yonke imali, like kuba into iba ihloni kahle kahle ihloni ngeke utshela umunye umuntu le and ugula kahle kahle.
And then where do you then say, yo, this is a problem? What happened? What led you to that point?
Yabona itheme seyiba worse kimi ne bese ngiqala ngibuza ipartner like my fiance, ngithi my fiance mesiqala inhlosha ithi I cannot stay umfazi ogembulayo, I cannot stay like nomuntu oqeda imali engazi ukuthi kuphi, I cannot stay nomuntu ongabhadala ama transport, like sekahlala uyakokotelwa endlini sekuhlala kunabantu abakokotayo bazofuna imali. And that time I'm so humble and he's always surprised ukuthi kwenzakalani ngepartner yami, because I'm even afraid to tell him ukuthi yazi ngigembula and noma ngibuza ukuthi imali yakuphi kahle kahle kwenzakalani, like I can't even tell ukuthi ngimtshele ukuthi yazi imali idliwe emakhasini.
Compulsive gambler in recovery, Pubi Mudli, has been clean from gambling for 11 years. He believes former addicts are best placed to assist those struggling with addiction.
There is no hospital, there is no surgeon, there is no, call it a church of any kind, be it a mosque, a temple, whatever form one wants to think as a church in their belief, is not in a position to assist me. I've tried these avenues, that is why I stand firmly. I can go to the best of therapists. Yes, he or she would understand me to a point, but they will not understand what's going through my mind. Yes, they will give me the best of therapy to their knowledge in order to help me. There is no cure. Nobody can say to me, you know what, Pubi, go to X, Y, and Z clinic. There's an amazing surgeon there. Unfortunately, he's gonna have a little operation on you, or he's gonna conduct an operation, shall I say, on your head, as in removing a part of your brain, whereby you will never be able to gamble again. There's nothing of that sort.
Mudli, who is recovering from a gambling addiction spanning over 3 decades, now volunteers his time at Gamblers Anonymous.
I was introduced to a friend who knew a friend, and that friend was the chairperson of a fellowship called Gamblers Anonymous. Like you get Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous. This is a fellowship that helps people who's got a problem regarding gambling. So it all starts with me. As long as I acknowledge I've got a problem, as long as I stop blaming other people for my problem, as long as I stop justifying why I need to go back, I'm short of money, I need to pay the school fees, so that's why I need more money. I cannot pay the municipal bill, so I need to gamble in order to get that money. These are just justifying reasons as to why I need to go back. I can still pay the bill. What do I need to do? I need to be honest. I need to reach out to, be it the municipality, be it the school. Hey guys, I've got a little bit of a problem. I will pay, but unfortunately I'm not in a position to pay this amount. I can. But am I choosing that avenue? No. I'm choosing the quick way. Sadly, the quick way always backfires. Even if it does give me that winning. Sadly, I'm an addict. Hi, good evening guys. Welcome.
Pubi meets gambling addicts, both online and in person, to help them overcome their gambling addiction. He says online gambling is a concern.
Gambling is promoted on a daily. You go on your phone, before you go into an app, a gambling site pops up. You watch TV, before you know it, some gambling app pops up. So basically, we as community are faced with very less choices. Yes, it's a choice, absolutely, I agree. But the way it gets promoted, it makes me think that's an easy way. Whether I'm employed permanently or whether I'm living with a grant. And I'm saying that because I have people who live on grant that is reaching out for help. Why? Because they've unfortunately fallen into this illness called gambling.
If you or a loved one are struggling with gambling addiction, stay tuned. In this segment of the show, we delve into the psychology of gambling addiction. What are the causes, what to look out for, and most importantly, where to find help.
Psychologists and other experts say gambling stimulates a part of the brain that makes it difficult to stop gambling.
When it comes to gambling, there are very particular two things in terms of the brain. One being dopamine dysfunctionality as well. Dopamine is the happy hormone. So addiction activates that dopamine particular hormone. It says that it's reward, it's reward, it's reward. So when that is activated, you feel great, you feel on par. It's similar to a person who's actually high, who's addicted to drugs. There's a particular high ababanayo. Drugs is the same thing. It's a flight of something that you are like, no, ngizowin. Second one is the cognitive distortions that come with that. They believe in like, there's this indoctrination of inhlanhla. Ngizopopa manje, ngizopopa. Ugcina usuyenza kakhulu. And also the last one, which is not most spoken of, is the genetic predispositions as well. Some people are born with what we call impulsive personality disorder. You're naturally impulsive. Siyadlala idiski la uyakwata senzani uyakwata sidlala umshana in, it's easy for you to reach a red and actually not see anything. So the impulsivity that comes with that is very much detrimental to a person being addictive.
Dr. Better says gambling addictions are often symptoms of deeper underlying traumas.
Gambling is a symptom of something deeper that is underlying. Could be particular trauma that you've experienced. It could be depression. It could be bipolar. It could be borderline. It could be anxiety. It could be stress. It could be phobias as well. So when I treat gambling, I don't treat gambling. Gambling is what I can see. That's easy for anyone to see. But the underlying one is the most important one. Remember, gambling addiction is an escapism. So low escaping balekela low trauma. You then have that capital.
Why are gambling addicts more likely to commit suicide than other categories of addicts?
There's also a link between people who gamble and suicide as well. Again, the link draws to any other things. For instance, more gamblers are male. Gamblers are breadwinners as well. Gamblers are people who are actually very much driven by success. So these three things, when they fall apart, the only part that they have, or the only thing that they can see, is actually suicide.
According to an article in the MoneyWeb, for the 12 months leading up to March 2025, gambling and sports betting companies spent up to 2.5 billion rand in advertising. Dr. Better believes to counter the potential negative impacts of problem gambling, the government needs an equally aggressive investment in campaigns highlighting the dangers of gambling.
I think the government can do more. I think they can definitely do more, looking at other disorders that are out there, which are very much medical, that is actually much more pro, whether it's your AIDS, HIV, whether it's... So a lot of the times in my profession, what I've seen over the past, a lot of mental health disorders are not very much advocated for in terms of campaigns, in terms of visibility as well. So I think the government can do a lot when it comes to that. Because remember, for me, peer pressure is the most potent one. It's not the one that says asambe so bem or asam so kemlish. It's the one that I see every day coming back from work, coming back from school. I see girls wearing this. I see guys by bem. I see guys doing that. So that is the most potent one. So can you imagine if the government can have a campaign where I'm constantly seeing this, perceiving that this is actually wrong, this is the help I can get, this is what gambling actually is, I can definitely stay away from gambling.
What we do is that we offer free treatment and counseling. services to people that have a gambling problem. But our services are not only limited to that. We also offer services to family members that are affected by that individual's gambling. So if I am gambling and it's affecting my mother at home, they can get assistance for that. We also have support groups to assist with the recovery. We do a whole lot of community services as well. We do advocate for gambling through our Taking Risk Wisely, whereby we visit different schools and then we teach learners about responsible gambling, basically, and raising awareness about responsible gambling. And then we do provide training for operators so that the staff or employees that are employed within the gambling industries, they are aware of what gambling is, and because they are working in such a triggering environment, at least they don't find themselves being problematic gamblers. And then we also do research around gambling. So that's what we do.
The South African Responsible Gambling Foundation is available free of charge to those who want to quit gambling. They, however, have strict protocols in place, and one of them is self-exclusion.
When you're excluding yourself from the casino, it's either you exclude yourself locally, provincially, or nationally. So when you self-exclude yourself locally, that means you go to that one particular casino nearest to you and then you ask for them to ban you, right? So that means you can access all the other casinos, just not this one. But then when you do the provincial self-exclusion, this is whereby you ask to be banned around the particular province. If it's KZN, then you ask to be banned around KZN. So that means all the casinos in KZN, you won't be able to access them. And then we have the national self-exclusion. This is whereby now you cannot access any casino in South Africa. And then there's different periods. You can ask to be self-excluded for a year, 2 years, 4 years, and then there's a lifetime ban. So a lifetime ban means that you will never access the casino until maybe you go back to uplift your self-exclusion. And then for people that gamble online, they need to contact the regulator board that regulates that particular company that they gamble under. So this means that if you're gambling with this particular company, you can call the maybe Western Cape Regulator Board so that they can block you from, accessing the online betting sites.
Gambling may create jobs and have positive economic spin-offs, but what about the lives it ruins or even takes completely? Is it fair trade? Remember, the house always wins. Don't waste time. Contact the South African Responsible Gambling Foundation on 0800 006 008. Kukangako besiniphathele kona ngokuhlwa kwanamhlanje. Ukhumbule ke mbukeli ngenxa yemidlalo yeCOSAFA, the repeat of tonight's episode will broadcast at 13:30 on Wednesday, only on SABC 1. Kumnabadidiyeli balenkqubo busuku benzolo.